All right, all right, all right. We are back with two divas.
One mic.
And man, last episode was
Juicy, because we talked entertainment.
Yes.
That one, yeah.
Yes.
So we'd have talked like relationships, divorce, entertainment. Talked about all the crazy people on Love and Hip Hop.
Yeah, yes. So we're not going to give them all that space today.
Yeah.
But who we are going to give a space to, this goes out to all the baby mamas. This goes out to the baby mamas. Yes.
All the baby mamas.
Hey,
She,
my baby
real
mama.
baby mamas. But we the good baby mamas.
Yes, we are. And we want to know, what kind of baby mama
Are
you?
you? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because you got the real cool baby mamas that if you're now in a new relationship and the ex has a baby mom and you're the person that, you know, accepts them with open arms, you don't start no mess with them, kind of like Jada and Will
Yeah.
and Cherie,
Mhm.
right? And then you could be that baby mama that come in when off the rip,
Mm-hmm.
starting all kind of drama,
Yeah.
talking crazy,
Mm-hmm.
cussing.
Yeah. Because we started thinking about that because of Scrappy's baby mom on Love and Hip Hop. But I really feel so there's levels, right, to a baby mom and why she may have a temperament that she has, right? So we know it always stems from either jealousy, control, trauma, insecurity, right?
Yes.
But like this woman, with the Scrappy situation, she was having a threesome with him, unprotected, might I add. Okay, you having
So
threesomes.
it's your damn expectation.
Exactly.
What was your expectation? You thought that you was gonna be married to him and you was gonna get him
Right.
when he having sleeping with you and somebody else
Exactly.
in the from the rip from
Yeah.
the very beginning.
Yeah.
You thought, oh, I'm so special. He just gonna be with
Oh,
me
girl, she
because I'm
said her
carrying
pussy
his
was
baby.
all of it, and that is exactly what she thought was going to
Obviously,
happen.
it is because he can't leave it alone, and he lying to the girl that he with now. But we ain't talking about that baby mama.
Yeah.
We talking about other baby mamas.
Yeah.
But yes, like she
Doesn't have a reason to be like how she's being
she
because
yeah,
it's her body, her choice.
exactly.
She chose
She
to
chose
have the baby.
to have that. She chose to get in the threesome.
Yep.
She chose to have the baby.
Mm-hmm.
You made the decision to move.
Mhm.
Did you think when you moved he was going to be with you?
That's exactly what she
And the
thought.
fact that you know that he going and being with other people, and then when he leave them, he slide through, and you just a piece of ass. That's all you are is
Yeah.
a piece of pussy.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, this is our show. We can say what we
Okay,
want.
so that's what you is. That's what you.
Yes.
Okay, so
Mhm.
my thing of it is, you're okay with that? What kind of woman is that? And see, my thing of it is this: you're on TV doing all of this rah rah da da da. What does that do when your children get up and they now can go on social media and years later and see you acting a donkey on TV?
Yeah.
You don't even think about that. Is it okay for your kid to act like that too?
Yeah.
Do you think that that's cute?
I definitely don't think that they think those things through.
I think that
They're living in the moment. And, you know, oftentimes, women will say, and I'm sure that we in our immature ages and things like that, that we probably also had a time or a moment or relationships to where we accepted certain things from our partner, although it's not what we would have rather had. But we were like,
Right.
oh, I'm okay with it, right?
Yeah,
But
we've
then
all accepted stuff from our partners that hindsight 2020, we're like, what the fuck was I thinking about?
right,
Yeah,
exactly,
absolutely.
exactly.
But when you're consciously making a decision in the moment to continuously act like this, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I think even, and we just, we kind of started talking about her and we'll move away from that. But just period. It's like, she throws out that, you asked me to move here so that you could be closer to your son, and now you're not doing X, Y, and Z. She still again had a choice, right?
Right.
And she can't really put that on Scrappy because there are no guarantees. You're gonna move out of your state and come all the way here to a man that you're not married to, right? And that and as far as
And I don't think he ever told you that y'all was gonna be in a relationship.
yeah, that's what I was
Because
gonna
that's
say.
one thing about Scrappy. He ain't he if he don't like you, he ain't even. Now
Yeah.
I think with the whole Bambi situation, I think hindsight 2020, he feel like he fucked up in the fact of leaving Bambi and allowing all of the Mama and all the extra drama with
Hmm.
Bambi, I think that he really realizes that Bambi was a real chick
Yeah.
and really had his back.
Yeah.
And I feel like he has, it's like, it's kind of like,
He can't leave mama. It say leave and cleave. That's his problem. He can't leave mama. It's like he be married to his mama because he lets mama control his
but
relationship.
again, you got to think about the relationship, the how he was brought up. You got to think about his childhood. You got to think about what he saw and how he and she said, I know I wasn't the best mom. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You out there in these streets and you seeing what you seeing and you seeing what your mama is doing in these streets to
Yeah.
women,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Of
But you know what? Let's talk about that too. And as we talk about, the type of baby mom that somebody could end up being or becoming, we can always say that this guy acts like this because he didn't have this or that and that. And we can always say that a woman acts like this or a mom or whatever because she didn't have this and that or because she had this and that. But ultimately, all of us always have a choice because you'll have people that grow up in fucked up situations that end
absolutely.
up being amazing people.
Yeah.
And then you have people that grow up in amazing situations that end up
And
being
they're
fucked
fucked
up
up.
people.
Yes,
What in the
absolutely.
world is that? I mean, does it really just boil down to choice?
Absolutely.
Mm,
I feel like first of all, there's so many people who have been raised in adverse situations
right.
and they've grown up to become president.
True. Yep.
Okay?
Yeah.
Think about it,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And so it's a decision that you make to do something different and do something better and not live in a sea of insanity. You decide to do something better and different with your life. These women choose not to do that.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They make these decisions for bags,
Yeah.
for coins,
Yep.
shoes,
Yeah.
for trips,
Yeah.
for all the wrong fucking reasons. And then when they treat you like a doormat and you got to go through all of this craziness with these men, then you wake up and lay in your bed like, why he treat me like that? Because you set the standard for that.
Right, right. And then, I mean, it's like there's so many different extreme situations because you have some of those baby moms when they no longer are with the baby dad,
Right?
that they are making the children pay for it. So whether they are neglecting them or they are abusing them or they have unalived them, and that I can't understand any of those, but especially the unaliving. Like you put
Right.
so much value on this deadbeat or the person that just chose to not be with you.
Because your whole purpose was to get the dude was thinking that if I got pregnant, I can keep the dude. But if the dude ain't a good dude, he don't care if you pregnant or not.
Right.
And 9 times out of 10, you ain't the first one that he didn't had a baby with.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So you're choosing. So there are different situations. So there's some that get pregnant with hopes of having a what my husband calls a keep a nigga baby.
Keep a nigga baby. And
You
your
want to keep
husband
a
is
nigga baby,
100%
okay?
right. That's exactly
So
what
is
it
that,
is.
or there are some that were in relationships, had solid relationships, and it just didn't work out for whatever reason,
Right.
whoever thought it was, or both of them had, something to do with it. And then they still, um, either they still wanted the person or they just don't want that person to have somebody else.
Absolutely. But my thing of it
Okay.
is this. If you are my ex,
You don't hustle backwards. You
I
might.
don't give a who you with.
Yeah.
Right?
Mhm.
And like I said, I feel like I am one of the best baby mamas, ex-wives that you could possibly be because of both of my exes, right? And not talking about this last one, I'm talking about the ones I had babies with, right? I still talk to their current or ex-wives. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We are cool. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And even with this ex dude that I was this ex dude, this ex
Mhm. Just
husband
can't
that
get
I was,
away from it. Look, look.
girl, this ex nigga that
It's
I was
still too
with.
fresh. You're going to have to keep talking about it for a while.
Jesus, he had 4 baby mamas.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I try to be nice to all 4 of them, treat them the same, not show any anger or whatever, unless they brought something to me. Now, yes, have I had to have an intense fellowship with them? Yes, but it was very minor because once they realized what I set boundaries and I made him set boundaries with them, right? You can't come in here and talk crazy to me. You're not now last ex, the ex before the ex, that
The
one,
XXX.
the ex ex ex,
Okay.
that nigga, yeah, his baby mama was she was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Like, and she didn't even know me. And she just felt that she had, but that's because she still wanted him.
Yeah.
Bitch, you could have him if it's that serious
Yeah.
for you. I don't get it.
It's funny because I can't remember who asked me this, if it was my bestie or something. I think it was my bestie. But like, okay, so for my husband, he also has four baby moms, right? And then
Okay.
there's me, right? So let me see. One, two, three, four. Yeah, four, right? But they're also older. The kids are older. So I've never had any, I've met two of them, um, and the other two live out of the state, so I've not met them, right? Just had a short, conversation with the one that I did meet that lived out of state. She came in town because their daughter stayed with us for a short period of time. And then there is his oldest son, which I also call my son, Trey's son, his mom. So she was the first baby mom, right? And she and I have never had any issues. She can come to family events. She's around. I go over there. She
Exactly.
comes here. As a matter of fact, when I was building teams in the intimacy business, she was, coming to my meetings with me, and we were doing things together. We've never had an issue. And from what I understand, Trey has told me that his mom sometimes feels uncomfortable because she doesn't want me to feel uncomfortable. But and I've told him, please let her know she's never made me feel uncomfortable. And I've never felt uncomfortable. There's never been anything, you know what I'm saying, but just all love there. But my bestie asked me, she was like, well, how did the baby mamas look? She was like, because do you think, or maybe it was Tarita, my sister, was like, do you think that you don't have any issues or you're not jealous because they don't look, they don't look good or so that made me think about, is that a factor for some? And I'm not saying that his baby moms don't look good. I'm just saying that's something to think about. If you don't feel like there's a threat because maybe you feel like you got something up on them, is that a thing
I think it
also?
has to do with their self confidence too.
Uh-huh.
You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If they are insecure women, and you may or may not look better or have something going on for yourself where they may or may not, that insecurity is going to make them act a fool
Mm-hmm.
with you, right? I feel, right? I have been on the situation kind of on both sides.
Right.
I have been the baby mama,
Hmm.
right? And my, you think about my oldest daughter's dad, rest in peace. When he got married, me and his wife were cool.
Hmm.
We were cool. And my youngest daughter's dad, when he got married, you know, she and I became very cool. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? Because there was nothing about the two of them that I ever wanted. And there was something that they never had to worry about.
Hmm.
So they didn't have to worry about me being the ex may want my ex back.
Hmm.
And they knew that, right?
Okay.
And I was very secure in myself enough to be able to embrace them because they are now the current and they got to treat my kid right.
Hmm.
Right? You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So you have to think about that. Like one of my girlfriends, she's she's married and she had two kids by her husband,
Okay.
but the husband had two kids by two different baby mamas
Gotcha.
prior to her,
Gotcha.
right?
Okay. So now he's got three baby mamas, right?
So he has three baby mamas,
Okay.
his wife, which is
Wife and the
my
two prior.
friend,
Gotcha.
and then he had two baby mamas prior to her,
Okay. And
right?
now let me ask you a question. What were the ages of the baby? Like the kids were what old? Were they still young? Were they older?
hmm
Okay,
So
older.
the kids were pretty much teenagers
Okay.
when
Gotcha.
she came into the picture,
Gotcha.
right? And the oldest one, never had to worry about that mama. She wasn't anywhere around. She wasn't in the picture, right? But the youngest kids, mom, she would get pissed off when she did good, when she did right by him, when she made him feel comfortable and, took care of him. And then she was pissed off if she disciplined him. So it was almost like she was kind of stuck in a rock between a hard place because she was the baby mama was such an asshole, right? She didn't like the fact that she took such good care of the baby,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? And
Uh-huh.
he liked it and he loved her for
Hmm.
that, right? But then when he would do something and she had to discipline her, she didn't like that either. So it's like, do you want me to be nice? Would you not want if you let's just say it like this. Your youngest son, say you and your husband separated, he got remarried. and Tano had to go be with this woman. Would you not want her to be good to your kid? Yeah,
Absolutely.
right. So would you
100%.
have an attitude if would you have a problem if he says Mama June? He
Mhm.
called her Mama June.
Right.
Would you have a problem with that?
Not if she was somebody that was involved in his life, because my thing is this: I don't have to always be my children's hero,
Right.
right? As long as somebody has their best interests and we share similar values, then
Yes.
I want you to be able to pour into my child.
Yes.
And so, especially if you are doing that, you're a positive person, you're pouring good things in. And first of all, I would think that my child, if they're not being forced to call you Mama June or Dad or what have you,
They
th-
do it because they want to,
right.
because they feel the love, right?
Yes.
They
Yes.
feel the love. And that's the situation. He felt the love,
Yeah.
right? So she was pissed off at the fact that when he came, he loved being there and he liked her because she treated him just like he was her own son,
Hmm.
like she had birthed him, right?
Yeah.
She never treated him different after she started having her own kids.
Hmm.
She still never treated the other two any different. But the mom always had a problem and caused problems between her, the son, and her husband because she always was pissed off. She was always mad. She was always calling. She was always starting problems, making stuff up, doing things, calling, cursing her out for no reason. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And all I'm trying to do is take care of your kid.
Yeah. So there is definitely there's jealousy in that because I think that and I'm sure every situation is different. But I think that in situations like that, a lot of times it stems from you not having that person that's doing that, that's being mad, that's always starting drama. They don't have their life in the place where they're happy.
Exactly.
They
And
don't
that
have a
was exactly
partner.
what it
They don't have
was.
someone that's loving on them. So now they are jealous and upset at the fact that that person has what you wanted to have or what you had, and you no longer have it, even if it's with somebody else.
Exactly.
And then that kid's going to pay for it. You know what I'm saying?
That's the thing. People don't realize. I think women don't realize when you are causing all of these issues or you're using the kid, right?
Yeah.
You're thinking that you're affecting the other person.
Right.
But you're affecting that kid. And now that kid is you're putting the kid in such a bad situation.
Stress, an
It's
emotional
stressing
roller
them
coaster.
exactly. Then you're
Yeah.
wondering why kids are committing suicide. You're wondering why
Mm,
kids are acting up in school, why
yeah.
they're not doing
While
well
they're
in
doing
school,
drugs.
why they're doing drugs, why they're running with the wrong crowd,
Hmm.
why they're going other places to get affection because you are so focused on causing adverse issues
Yeah.
with your ex and their new spouse or whatever that you're neglecting or causing undue stress on this child or
Yeah.
children.
Yeah. Because then they don't know how to be, they don't know how to act. They're just, trying to reciprocate what's being given to them, but they don't want to disappoint mom. They don't want to disappoint dad. And that's got to be a tough space to be in as a child.
You shouldn't and I just feel like you shouldn't put your kid in that situation. You are the adult.
Mm,
And
yeah.
if you're no longer with that man and you have moved on and he has moved on and the new person that has come in, if they are treating your kid with love and respect, what the problem is?
And these, man, you sing it, say- and
It's
I mean,
not
and
even about them needing a man. You need to learn who you are. You need to get secure in
I
yourself.
agree with that. You 100%.
You
Absolutely.
need to figure out
Absolutely.
who you are and do something for yourself. You need to find your own life.
Yeah.
Stop looking for a man to be that fulfillment for
True.
you.
Yeah.
You need to be 100% fulfilled within you before you go out trying to look for somebody
But
else.
a lot of people are not going to do the work when it comes to that. So I think that's why the first thing that comes to mind for me is like, man, they need a relationship of their own because a lot of
Would you
women.
get in a relationship with your own? You crazy. Now the whole relationship is crazy.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. But it's like you think about it, especially in with minorities. Well, I can speak just mainly to African Americans, is that, it was always taboo to be able to have some type of therapy, to talk to somebody outside of your home and talk about your business. Like that's not what you do. And so because and I think it's changing a lot. There are a lot more people within our community that are seeking help counseling therapy, and I think it's great. But there's still, a number of people that still aren't. Or who do they talk to? Where do they go? Can they afford it? So when you talk about, health insurance, that's a whole nother topic. Being able and to be able to trust. Because I'm like, man, you can't even trust people in these spaces now in healthcare. Therapists, all of that, because you got these people taking advantage of the people that they are actually
Sup-
treating.
Supposed to be helping. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they don't take our care serious. They
No.
don't we didn't Tyler Perry just have a whole 2 episodes about that.
What episodes from what?
Oh girl.
Is this the divorce sisters thing again?
This is sister.
Sisters. Dang, I so much I gotta get caught up
Oh
on. Good
man.
Lord. Oh
We are
God.
in entertainment. I'm gonna need you to get caught up.
I'm gonna have to get caught up.
But he had a whole episode about how the mortality rate of black women, especially as far as maternity is concerned, childbearing,
Yeah.
the mortality rate is so high for us because the doctors, a lot of them don't care. And he had a whole 2 episodes where one of the sisters was pregnant with twins, wasn't the doctor didn't care. He lied and wasn't taking care of her, and she lost one of the and she almost died because of his inability to
Neglect.
do or lack of doing his job as a
Yeah.
doctor. And you take an oath. And it wasn't until a black
Thanks don't mean
doctor
shit
stepped
no.
in to help her out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, is this so we definitely have to have a show where we're able to bring on some women
Absolutely.
and touch on this topic, because there's no one, situation that's the same as another. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
there's everything about how you were raised, how you were parented, what this relationship was like, were you manipulated, and thought, like this man sold you a dream, and it really wasn't what you thought it was going to be because they were just taking advantage of you, and then now you have this baby and you're wanting the dream that they sold you, but then it doesn't work out because they were never serious about that dream with you. But then you see them move on to someone else giving them the dream they promised you. So now this person's fucked up in their head. You know what I'm saying? And so they're not accepting of that situation, no matter how good that woman is to that child, because they're still living in a trauma. Like this is PTSD for them to actually see that this man, women, and that's where, you got women that go crazy and then start unaliving everybody. It's just a really, and it all goes back to mental health.
Yeah.
It all goes
It
back to mental
that's where
health.
it starts,
Yep.
actually. It starts with that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because I know Lyndon done some crazy things in her past, and I know I've done some crazy things. But
Who, me?
it's funny. Okay, so when I think about, when I've talked about my ex, the one that I was married to, that I have 3 kids by,
Okay.
right? Um, he actually, this was the nice guy that I said, I think I fell in love with the idea of having the nice guy. So when somebody treats you a certain way, they make you feel secure because they've not given you any reason to be insecure within that relationship,
Within the
right?
relationship.
So let me tell you about this baby mama situation that I had with him. So when we first met, he had a daughter and I had a son at the time. And he had told me, like, he was very transparent in the beginning when we talked about, our situations. And he said that he had a woman that he was with, his baby mom's, but that she had cheated on him and had taken his daughter from him and moved to California.
Okay.
Okay. So, this was a sore topic for him or whatever. So he and I started dating, and like I said, he made me feel very secure. We were not apart from the first time that we went on our first date, and I felt very secure with him, right? So one day we're laying in the bed, and he would talk to, like, he had female friends, and he would talk to them right next to me. So I never had a reason to feel insecure because these were not secret conversations. See, we touched on cheating on that late night episode too, that anything you do that is in the dark, if you're having conversations with the opposite sex, what have you, and, I don't know these people and you don't feel like you can talk around me, that's cheating to me, right? Because you're doing something that you think is going to make me upset, that's going to make me feel uncomfortable. And so even if it's not cheating, it's a lack of respect.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So he would talk to these women around me. So I never felt uncomfortable because he was open about it and he was
Right.
open about who I was with him. So one day he got a call and I couldn't hear what was being said on the other end, but just his facial expression said everything. And just, women's intuition, right?
Mm.
So When he got off the phone, I said, "What?" I said, "She's telling you she's pregnant, isn't she?" And he looked at me and he said, "Yeah." She said she's pregnant and that is my baby, right? So he was so concerned that I was going to check out because now here he is, has this baby on the way. And I told him, I said, don't stress over it. Like, this isn't going to make me leave you. It's not like you cheated on me and got somebody pregnant. This is something that happened before I met you.
Okay.
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 And I said, so if she is pregnant with your baby, we're going to deal with that together. Like that, it's not a problem for me.
Mhm.
Okay. So we waited the months or whatever, whatever, what have you. All this time, she has him thinking that she's pregnant with his baby. Now, mind you, he said that she left him, she cheated on him, and she left him. Okay. So the chances of this being his baby, it was the chance that it was not.
There's an opportunity there. It could not have been.
Right. But
Okay.
see, she saw that he was happy with someone,
Yeah.
that he had moved on, even though she had left him, she had cheated, she had done all these things. And now she's hearing, oh, he's in love with this woman and they live together and all these things. So remember what I said earlier? It's not all the time that they want to be with them. They don't want to see them happy with someone
Absolutely.
else.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she did this thinking that she probably was going to break us up, but it didn't. And then we got a phone call from the hospital, okay, from the sister of his baby mom to tell him this baby is not yours. This baby came out looked just like that nigga that she cheated on you with. Baby don't look nothing like you. So imagine if I would have been a hot-headed individual and then jealous and insecure and then F you and whatever, whatever, and go be with you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like I could have ruined something, like we had some great years together, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it was just look at what that woman did to try to destroy what we had,
Mhm.
not because she wanted to be with him. She
Mhm.
just wasn't happy with her own situation because here she now was going to have two kids with no man in her life, living in a whole nother state trying to survive.
Hmm.
So again, I think a lot of times it's even the responsibility of women that we shouldn't be hating on each other or wishing bad on each other, that we should be supporting one another and uplifting each other. You know what I mean?
And getting help.
And get
And
yes,
getting
and getting
help.
help. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Because that
100%.
means that there is something going on within you to be continuously making the same bad choices.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. It's true. And yeah, I think getting help is the key. But then there are resources. We're gonna have to start putting out some information about some resources because
Yeah,
people.
we absolutely do. I mean, I am a life and grief coach, and I have had some stories. I'm not
Mm,
gonna even tell you. I've had some stories, and you know, there's people that I've talked to who are in relationships with men that are disrespectful, that are cheating on them,
yeah.
treat them and talk to them any kind of way, but they're in the relationship because of finance.
Mm, yeah.
They stay with them because of finance.
Yeah.
They're okay with them talking crazy to them and cheating on them.
Well, wait a minute. Sometimes, sometimes it's not even finances. You remember our favorite hood classic, Baby Boy? Sometimes it's just a dick. They don't always stay for the
You talking about
finances.
Jody?
Yes, Jody,
Jody, my Jody.
Jody. Why you
Jody,
do me
my
like this, Jody? And that's the thing is that see, I think I could be more forgiving if women are staying because of finances. But a lot of times it's not even finances. It is, like I said, it's the dick. It is just being able to say you have a man.
So I think this is my thing. If you are married, I feel like it's a little different when you're married versus just dating
Yeah,
someone,
yeah, yeah.
right?
Absolutely.
And I think that if he steps out or she steps out, it depends on how strong is the marriage and the
Mhm.
relationship, and is that person willing to change, put in the work, and stay and fix what's going on, right?
Girl, but she just marriage real strong.
And that
Because I listen.
that's
I'm just
Rashida.
not just call me
Look,
weak.
look, you either
Cause
have to look at Rashida as really, really weak or a bad bitch that can
yeah,
stay and go
yeah,
through that shit with him
yeah.
and say, look, bitch, I'm staying with him and we a power couple and we got money and businesses. We are a true boss bitches, boss couples. And I mean, or either you can just say she is the weakest chick that I've ever seen in my life. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you though. I don't know who is most weak, her or Yen. I don't.
Oh no, it's
But
definitely Rashida
but
hands
we
down.
but
It's
we
Rashida
but we
hands down.
gonna we not talking about love and hip hop.
Because at
But
least, well, I'm gonna just say, at least Yandy didn't, she protected that bag and she didn't marry him. They're not married. You know that, right?
yeah,
So
yeah,
that right
I do
there,
know that
yeah,
they are not legally
yeah.
married. Yes,
So it's Rashida. She's the
yeah.
weakest link. Sorry, but I
But I
digress.
feel like in a marriage, there are certain things that you will put up with and deal with and go through with your mate because you are married. And
Yeah,
it
for better
does
or for
say for
worse.
better, worse,
Hmm.
rich or poor, sick and in health. What is it? Sicker and
Sickness and
sickness
in
and
health.
yeah, that
Yeah.
too.
Uh-huh. But
So
it doesn't say infidelity. I just thought about that. Those the vows, I've never heard them, I mean, I guess that's the for better or for worse.
but the Bible says that's the one thing that you can
Yes. True.
be released from
Yes.
is
Infidelity.
infidelity.
That's
You
right.
know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And so when you sit around and you think about it, like, yes, if you cheat, you're in a relationship and you want your marriage to work, especially when you have kids involved,
Right.
right?
Oh yeah.
And so
Been there.
sometimes people, you go through these situations, these ups and downs, and you go and you have a conversation with somebody and you tell them where the issues are, and they start focusing on what your issues are. So that's why you gravitate to them, right?
Right.
Because if I tell you, well, he's not communicating and he's not doing this, and
Yeah.
then you over communicate and you do the things that I'm
Yeah.
telling you he's
They
not
give you
doing,
their representative.
and that's exactly what it is, the
Hmm.
representative.
Yeah.
And so you gravitate, but then you wake up and you realize this is really not what I want. I really want this person because he or she truly has my back.
Yeah.
I know that I can count on this person. We have a good life together. Yes,
Mhm.
we have some intense fellowships. Every relationship is going to do that, right? But when you look at the big picture of things, we really have. And so if you're willing to come back and put in the work to make it happen, and I'll give you an example of someone that seems to have done that, Tina Campbell and her husband Teddy.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You
Oh
know what
yes,
I'm
yes.
saying?
Gospel artist, yes,
Yeah,
and producer, yes, yeah.
he had slept or they had many relationships while she was on the road, right? And she was angry.
Dang, I didn't know he had many.
He had many,
Yo,
from my
Teddy.
understanding, many, 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 many,
Okay.
many. And it took her tearing up his car and some
Oh, I'm
clothes and
sorry.
some other stuff.
I was
And
thinking about Warren. Teddy did have multiple, but I think Warren just had like an affair.
yeah,
That's Erica's
that's
husband.
Erica. But I'm
Okay,
talking about Tina.
gotcha,
He
gotcha.
had multiple. I mean, and this was public. They had a show on. You know what I'm saying? When all of this
I
stuff went
remember.
down. You know
Yeah.
what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And she had to take a break and she went recluse. You know what I'm saying? She went
She
into
got
her,
mean.
well, she got mean right
She
afterwards.
did.
She got
Yeah.
mean right after
Mhm.
it happened, which I could totally get and understand.
I think she was a little mean before. She got meaner, but yeah.
Well, Tina has a very strong personality,
Yeah.
you know?
Mhm.
And but my thing of it is that she's got help and worked on herself, and then she worked on her marriage.
Yeah.
And she forgave her husband. And when he said, I want you, I don't want anybody else, and he made that decision and he put the work in, then they were able to repair their marriage.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
They're still
saying?
together. I haven't heard much about
I
her at
think they are
all.
still together. But
Okay.
my thing of it is that I think it can happen. But when you have people who are just habitual liars
Yeah. And
and they
cheaters.
are habitual cheaters, and no matter how much you try to put in to make the relationship work, it's never going to work because they're not in it at all.
Right.
There's no, what is it, no skin in the game for them at all of it is on your end, so that means the relationship is not going to work.
But you know what? I just thought about something just when we were talking about the Tina Campbell situation. And because I just realized I've not seen or heard anything from her or about her. Doesn't mean that she's not doing things. And I'm not in the gospel scene anymore, but they were always still they were crossover artists. So even
Right,
if you weren't in the gospel scene in the secular world, you still heard from them.
right,
And I feel like, and I pray that this wasn't the case, but it happens far too often, is that her husband, not excusing him, but his reasons for cheating and all that kind of stuff it's just because a lot of times they're jealous that their woman is in the spotlight and she's getting all of this attention. It happened with Tori Spelling as well. That was the girl from 90210.
Right.
And, their partners
My
are
girl Sandra Bullock,
okay, right. So they're
right?
playing the back, they're playing the background. Some of them had their own career, some of them didn't. But it's only until like she has to dim her light to save her marriage, because that's now what I'm feeling like has happened when I think about Tina. You didn't see her anywhere anymore. So is their marriage working now because she's dimmed her
So
light to focus on her marriage? See, this shouldn't have to go down
so
like
when
that.
you think about it, if you really think about when you talk about them, she kind of came out of the spotlight and then she popped up and they were together and they did an album
I remember
together
that.
and they toured together.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you remembered that when they kept doing the show, Erica was trying to get them to do Mary Mary because Erica had done a solo project.
Mm-hmm.
Tina had done a solo project. And but Erica was trying to get them to do because they had
Yeah.
contractual
Agreement.
agreements
Yeah, they still had another album they needed to
that
do.
they were supposed to deal with,
Mm-hmm.
and she refused to leave her husband and go on tour
Exactly.
because she felt that that's when he
Yeah,
would start feeling a
yeah,
certain way and go out and cheat again.
exactly.
And my thing of it is, if I can't trust you, if we don't put all of this work in, we don't put all of this work in,
Yeah,
and you tell me that you're going to be faithful to me, I should feel okay walking out that door and know that you're not going to do anything.
yeah,
And if I don't feel that I can walk out the door and do my job,
mhm,
we don't need to be together. No.
yeah. No, that's a fact. That's a fact. Yeah, that's a whole nother show too, because
We don't need to be together.
I'm just like so, but then that happens so often to women, and I hate that. That they often have to dim their light in order to secure their relationships, and then even when they do that, they still don't fix the shit because a cheater just gonna be a cheater. Because if he has insecurities, a lot of times a man that cheats has
And
insecurities, and
and
that's why he
not
cheats.
men who are secure, real men who are secure in themselves and they know what they want out of life and they have God in them,
Hmm.
they're going to do the right thing. Those that are insecure young men, and I say young men because even if you 50 and you out there cheating and doing what you want to do, you have a young mentality
Yeah.
out there. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So you're not going to be because you don't. A lot of time, my ex had no blueprint of
Hmm.
what a real long-term faithful relationship marriage was.
Yeah.
His mother had multiple marriages. His dad wasn't around and had multiple relationships. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So to really know what that was, he doesn't.
Yeah.
He didn't. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? And so you can't expect someone to be able to do something that they have no clue about. He had no clue.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I put an expectation on him that he was never going to be able to fulfill.
Wow. Yeah. And it's like we had talked on the late night edition about, that maybe we do need to in these relationships and in marriages, like there needs to be a discussion and maybe some type of contract or something written up to say like, what are the deal breakers, and like what is your definition of cheating? What is mine? Because if yours
And
is
there's a
different from
prenup.
mine, huh? I mean, but yes and no, because a prenup is dealing with your finances, though. But I'm just talking about like, just like, what are we going to agree to? So that way we can know whether or not we need to move forward with this relationship. Because if you don't think
But
that doing
see,
X,
that's
Y, and
the
Z is cheating,
thing. But
what?
that's the thing. We're not taking time to get to know the person.
Hmm.
We're not taking time. People are moving fast. This
Yeah,
this generation moves really quick.
yeah,
You meet somebody today,
hmm,
you marry, you move in with them tomorrow,
yeah.
and then 2 days later y'all married.
But
You
that
know what
isn't
I'm
that isn't
saying?
just this generation, because
No,
that was
because I
me.
did it.
I did it too. That's
I
why I was
did it.
like,
Yeah,
yeah,
I did
yeah,
it. I
yeah.
absolutely. That is exactly why I am in my celibacy era
Hmm.
right now. Because I feel that when you have, unless you are the type of person that just hit it and quit it, you're just a hit it quit it person, whether you're female or male,
Right.
and there's never any connection. It's like old boy on Queen, all the Queen's
Oh, I
men.
haven't seen that series either.
Okay. But what I'm saying is, unless you are a hit and quit it type of person, you know what I'm saying? You get emotionally tied to that person. And
Yeah.
that's where the lust comes in and you
Hmm.
confusing it for love,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And that's exactly, it's like now I'm emotionally attached to you because
Right.
I've given myself to
Yeah.
you,
So now I'm
right?
putting up with all the
And
bullshit.
now I'm putting up with anything that you
Yeah.
put out because I'm so emotionally attached to you. And I think because you've said the I love you word, you mean it,
Yeah.
but you really didn't.
Right.
You just said it just to say it.
Or you said it and maybe you meant it, but you don't really know what love
And you don't
is.
know what it is. It's one of the two.
Yeah. That's something. I was sitting up here thinking, what do you think about Drea Michelle's relationship with Jalen Green? Do you know who they are?
Drea,
Drea. Drea Michelle. She's the reality star
you talking
model.
about light skinned
Yeah, yeah,
Drea?
yeah,
My
yeah, yeah.
girl Drea
Yeah.
then jumped over the couch and hit Sunday in the eye.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, she's dating the guy, she's baby mama to a guy that is the age of her oldest son.
Right.
So it's been a really hot topic. So what do you think about that? Do you think that that's something because they both seem to be unbothered, but they're like the talk of the town. People are clowning them and stuff like that, saying
Why are
how,
they clowning him?
because how much older she is than him. He is the age of her oldest son.
But do their relationship work?
But it's working right now. That's what I mean when I say that they're very unbothered. But do you think that that's something sustainable, or do you think like is there something in Jalen that is making him date this older woman because he's looking for a mother figure, or just because she fine and he just like I don't care how old she is and I'm just with her. I just
But
wonder.
maybe she could just be fine and they had some things in common, right? And he fell in love.
Okay, we're gonna see how that one.
But what I'm saying, there's people that are the same age, they get to know each other, they fall in love, and
Yeah.
the shit don't work out.
Yeah.
So you can't just say because they are X amount of time apart. I have a really good friend right now, and please don't jump on me for saying this,
Uh oh.
but I have a really good friend who is, I want to say, 16 years older than her husband.
Okay.
And they have been together years and they got married before me. So they've been married 18,
Okay.
19,
But
20 years.
how old was she?
She was old ass when she met him.
How old was he?
Okay. So if I told you
Roughly.
that they were 16 years pretty much apart,
Uh-huh.
so we were probably in our 30s,
Okay, that's the difference.
mid 30s.
Okay. Because it's all about just do you
We were
have
probably our late 30s, early. So she's older than me.
okay.
So she's like 5 years older than me,
Okay.
right? So
Right.
she was probably in her 40s
Right.
when she met him in his 20s,
Okay.
okay?
Okay.
And
About the
they
same.
met on a business tip,
Okay.
right? And she is the type of person, she's a Sag, right?
Okay.
No, 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 no. I take it back. Please don't get mad at me. She's a Scorpio.
Okay.
And she loves hard and she falls fast, right? And she's made some not great
We
decisions
all
when it
have.
came to
Yeah.
men. We all have,
Uh-huh.
right? But she met him, and when she told me their age difference, I thought this is just another. Initially, I thought this is just another guy that she met and she's kind of falling, for him and whatever, right? That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Um, but I met him and he was a dude and he was a loving dude,
Okay.
right? And he had her back type of dude and will come and fight a bear type of dude for her. You know what I'm
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
So their relationships, I'm not saying that they don't have ups and
Well,
downs and they don't
everybody
have
does.
whatever, but they are going strong 20 years later. And I'm saying 19, 20 years later because I was married 16, would have been 17. So they're at least 19, 20 years. You
But
know
I
what I'm
but I
saying?
wonder, I mean, because I know it can work because my grandfather was 19 years older than my grandmother. Okay. I think it probably has a lot to do with a lot of different things, right? Upbringing, era, where you live, culture, all that kind of stuff, right? But we talking about an NBA player and a reality show model.
And she was a singer. I mean, she's like you.
Ooh,
She wasn't like she was a. more local celebrity, but and he had his own businesses. So no, they may not have been an NBA and a model like Dre or whatever. But my thing of it is, I don't think that it matters as far as age is
So you don't
concerned.
think Dre is just taking advantage of that young man? You
For
don't think
what?
so?
Why
You just
she got to take advantage
what
of
you
him?
mean?
Drea got
Because Dre got what?
she got her own shit. Now she may not have as much money as him,
Uh-huh.
but Drea has her own, and Drea has dated other men before
Exactly.
and left them.
How you know she left or they left her? How you know?
Go in
When
the
you riding for Drea so hard?
because Drea
I like Drea
because
too,
Drea's my
but
girl.
I like Drea
And
too,
Drea is
but
a no nonsense type of chick. Drea to me reminds me of an older, and they may even be the same age, but it may be because I knew of her before. But she reminds me a lot of Bambi, no nonsense type of chick. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't
And
saying
I
she
can,
a gold digger.
I'm not gonna say
But
she a
she ain't
gold
messing
digger,
with no broke.
nigga. I don't want no broke nigga, and I ain't got no money. But I don't want no broke nigga because I don't want to have to build
I
nobody's
know that's right.
what my
Yes.
anthem, my I'm gonna always repeat what Taraji said.
Uh-huh.
I don't want no
Broken man.
I don't want nobody's broke
Broke son,
son,
that's
and I
right.
don't want nobody's broken son.
Yeah. No,
Right?
I love that.
I don't want
Love it.
nobody. I don't want to have to build somebody all the way up. I need you to come in with something.
Yeah. No,
Okay,
100%.
we need to be not only in the same book, but somewhere on I may be on this page, you on this page, but we close to the same
Yeah, yeah,
page,
yeah.
right?
I get yeah.
I need that
Yeah.
because I never want to have to upgrade a nigga because I did that in my last relationship, and as soon as he got to where he was in a good space,
He did a wait and
he acting a
exhale.
fool. Oh girl,
Oh
he acted
Lord.
oh
Mm.
yeah, he acted a
Yeah.
fool.
But you
But
know
I
what
didn't
they
burn nobody's clothes.
you know
I
but
didn't burn
you
nobody's
know what
truck.
they say why that happens is because they know that you remember the person they were.
Yes,
And that don't mesh with their ego. They got to come in built
exactly.
up,
Now,
bossed
if
up,
he
right?
is that type of person, he got to be that dude,
Hmm.
right? He's got to be that dude. He's got to be that showboat
Yeah.
front runner. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
But like nigga, I knew you with your
I
dirty
knew you,
drawers.
but
Look.
you didn't have shit.
Yes.
One pot.
Gosh, oh gosh. All right. Well, we are coming to the end of the show where we come to everyone's favorite segment. Before we do that, I do want to shout out my son, Justino Tano Pena,
Mm-hmm.
my 11-year-old son who plays basketball.
Yes.
And they recently had their award ceremony. And let me grab his trophy.
Okay.
I'm the proud basketball mom. So, number one, check it out, y'all.
It's a
He got
prize.
it's oh the wrong way.
Check it out. What thing?
See through on both sides. But he got Offensive Player of the Year.
Okay.
Okay, so this is one. This is one. I'm gonna tell y'all in a second why I'm so proud. Hold on. I'm gonna tell y'all why I'm so proud in a second. Let me not break this one. And Lord, this is crystal. This is heavy. And then this one is MVP. MVP. So the reason why I'm such a proud basketball mom is that we're both new to this. Like he's not been playing basketball very long.
Is
Like
this
he's
his
been
first
playing
year?
he's been playing for 1 year like with and not even a year with this team with the
Mm-hmm.
Trust Union Knights. They really came its inception was February of this year. And prior to that, he'd only played a couple of months, but he'd never played any sports before. And so putting him in basketball just to be able to get him off of the video games, and he has decided that this is what he wants to do. This is what he wants to do as a career.
Yeah.
So he's really committed to the process. And when I tell you, like, this dude could not play no basketball when he first got out there. He's running up and down the court, just like nothing, just running up and down the court. Like, dude, what you doing? So to see where he came from to now, and he worked hard to achieve those awards. So I
Yes.
just want to shout my baby out, Tano the Titan, Tano the Titan. Okay. So y'all keep
Happy.
on
So
watching for
proud of
him.
you.
Keep watching for him because he's on his way to doing some amazing
And he's
things. And
cute too,
he's
y'all.
cute and he's intelligent, straight A student. So
Mm-hmm.
don't get it twisted. It ain't just about the basketball, but he got the brains too.
Right, right,
Yes, yes,
right.
yes, yes,
Okay.
yes. All right, so crazy, jealous, or justified, Latrice, what you got for us?
No, like, okay, so let me tell you, this may not be one of those like stories that, about relationships, but so I live in this predominantly Caucasian
Cautious.
Caucasian neighborhood,
Yes.
right?
Mhm.
And most of my neighbors are pretty cool,
Okay.
right? Most of my neighbors, there are a lot of that dude, that orange dude
Oh, yeah.
fans over
Mhm.
there,
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
they're still pretty cool, right?
Mhm.
So one day my dog got out, and I had a husky. This is back when I was married,
Okay.
and my husky got out. And anybody who has ever had huskies, they're known for escape. They're called escape artists because they will dig under a fence. They will do it. And so basically, this particular day, my ex had walked out to take the garbage out and didn't close the door all the way, and the wind was really high. And
Mhm.
so the wind kind of blew the door open a little. And my dog, his name is T'Challa. Well, he got the
Aw.
dog in the
Black
divorce, but
Panther, T'Challa.
T'Challa saw the door was open and ran out the door. And so when he came in the house, he was like, "Hey, do you guys see T'Challa?" And we were like, "No." He's like, "Dang, this got out." We were like, "Okay." So automatically, because he's gotten out before. So everybody just got out. So the kids jumped up, they started running one way. He got in his car, he was getting ready to go out, and I had the baby. So I just kind of walked down the driveway, and I saw a lady talking to my neighbors a couple of houses down. And it seemed like they were kind of in a like shouting match a little bit or whatever, but I heard her say, "Well, that whoever lets the dog out and it looks like a." And I said, "Oh, are you talking about the husky?" And she's like, "Yes, I'm talking about the husky." And I said, "Oh, that's my dog." He asked, "You're a bad. You don't deserve to have." I mean, she just like
Damn.
went in. Now, mind you, I'm holding my grandbaby,
Okay.
and so
Poor Scott have been in more run-ins.
baby. Oh my God. So the my neighbors are like my neighbors are like this, right? And she was like, "You don't deserve to have a dog. You just let your dog run the neighborhood and don't have a leash on the dog and da 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 da." And I'm not knowing what's happening,
Yeah.
I'm being calm and I'm saying, "Oh, ma'am, no, that's not what happened. My husband, went to take the garbage out. Actually, yeah, yeah, yeah." And she just started yelling and screaming and talking crazy and telling me how bad of a person I was
Mm.
for allowing my dog. And I was like, "Bitch, who you talking to?"
You said that?
I did.
Okay.
And I'm like, "You talking to, right?" And
Yeah.
she's starting to walk down towards me. Now she don't even live in our neighborhood. She live across the track.
What's she doing in your neighborhood?
Because people like to walk over in our neighborhood because we have a walking trail, and I actually the trail goes behind my house. So a lot of times people just walk our neighborhood and go back into whatever. Because the neighborhood that I live in, there's a lot of little subdivisions that's in my
Right.
neighborhood, right? So anyway, she's talking much cash. I mean, just talking all
And not
being a
even in her
Karen
neighborhood. That was T'Challa's
and being a
neighborhood.
Karen. So my neighbors are like, she's not even. This is not even her neighborhood. Like my neighbors are like, she don't even belong over here. She don't even belong over here. And I'm looking at her. So I stay calm because I got
Right.
I got Skylar in my
Scotland
arms,
done kept you from going to jail a couple
baby.
times.
Because to this day, I was on my way.
Uh-huh.
So I put her down, and by this time my ex is pulling out of the driveway. He's like, "Linda, why are you yelling at the lady?" So when he hears her talking, I put Skylar in it, just hand her through the window, and I walked back down the stairs, and I said, "Look, I'm gonna tell you, you need to get your ass off this block."
Ooh.
Because you stay your ass on this block, the people
Mhm.
gonna come pick your ass up.
I know that's
Because you
right.
don't come over here yelling at me. I was trying to be nice to you
Mhm.
and talking to you to let you know that it was an accident.
Mhm.
Now, mind you, my kids are now coming up with the dog.
Mhm.
My neighbor that lives on this side, him and his son saw the Charlie had got out, so they ran to try to help out too. So my neighbor is coming up too, and my neighbor's like, "Yeah, she attacked me. She didn't even know who I was. She just attacked." So she done attacked everybody
Mhm.
that's been walking because T'Challa ran up on her. And he looks like a wolf. He's a
Mhm.
husky, but he's a playful dog. And if you don't know that, it will scare you. Okay. So
Mhm.
I gave her ass the benefit of the doubt.
Right.
Right.
Mm.
So when he walked up
You were
on
taking
her,
accountability.
exactly.
Mhm.
And then he walked. And then when she got scared, he ran off. Right. But she still was talking cash. money shit. And I walked up on her, I said, I'm gonna give you 2 minutes to get the fuck up off this block. And if not, I'm gonna slay you where you stand.
Ooh.
I said, I am that neighbor, bitch. I'm that neighbor.
Mm.
I'm the one that will deal with your ass. So if you want to walk around and be a Karen, you can call 911 because we all going to jail today.
Oh
And
my
if I
God.
gotta take that ride, I'm gonna take that ride for a reason. And that's because I done fucked your ass up. So I'm gonna need you to get your ass off this motherfucking block. Now I was ready. My ex is standing there, and
Uh-huh.
my grandbaby is now
Uh-huh.
standing in the because he's gotten out of the car and he yelling, Linda, Linda, just get back in the yard, you
Yeah.
know. And now my neighbors come, my kids done came, and they're like, Mom, please. Now, would I have been justified in whooping her ass?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it was no jealousy situation? Or do you just think I was crazy?
So first of all, let me just say, these are the people in your neighborhood. In your neighborhood. In your neighborhood. Okay, better
They
watch out.
they
Neighbor,
are.
look, hood.
They are.
Neighborhood. Okay.
They are.
So I'm gonna say that she was crazy
Yeah.
and you were crazy too, and you would have been justified for whooping her ass.
Absolutely.
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 100%. 100%.
Absolutely. Because even my ex was like, when he heard her talking crazy, even because at first he was like, Linda, calm down. Why you talking to that lady like that? You know,
Mm-hmm.
what's the problem?
He
You know,
missed the
whatever.
first the
He
initial
missed the first,
encounter.
like, yo, it's not me. She talking crazy.
Yeah.
She talking about how bad, we don't need to be doggone us. We're not this and this and this. And we let it. And he was like, it was an accident. And she just blah, blah, blah. And she just talking noise. When I hand this guy over, I went back down and I walked dead up on her ass. Now, mind you, when I'm walking, she's walking. She
Okay.
ain't stopped,
Mm-hmm.
but she walking like this.
Walking and
She
talking.
walking and talking,
Walking and
but I'm
talking.
walking up on her.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And I said, I'm gonna tell you, you got 2 minutes to turn your ass to
And
go
she
around
got her
that
ass
block
up out of there
because
around the
if you
block.
stay on this block, I'm
Uh-huh.
fucking you up. And how about this? Don't bring your ass back on. I went straight
Ooh.
pumping on her ass. Bring your ass back on this block again,
Mm-hmm.
bitch. What set you claiming? Because if you come on this block again, I'm fucking you up. And you can bring your mama, your daddy, your cousin. You can call 911. I don't care.
Uh-huh.
I'm fucking your ass up if you come back over it every day for 5 days.
He was
I
looking for her.
sat in my office
Mm-hmm.
and waited because she will walk the block around 4 o'clock every day.
Uh-huh.
About 4:58.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in my window looking for
She
her
chose
ass.
another block to go to.
She never came back.
Mhm.
She
I
never
know
came
that's
back.
right. And she knew what she needed to do, and that was stay away. Because that
And
was
even,
T'Challa's
but the
neighborhood.
crazy part about it, my neighbor on this side of me, he was ready to roll. He was ready. He was like, "Look, it's going down. It's going down."
Yeah. Uh-huh. He was riding with you. I know that's right. That's good. That's good. All right. Okay.
See, that makes me. Well, that make people think that I got one of the.
People don't got to think. They already know
No,
you're crazy.
I've seen people like say, "Oh, she gangster. She this. She that." I'm not. I'm the sweetest, most nicest, kindest person that you can meet. I'm really not.
Ah, well, that's the end of our show. And listen, we would love for you guys to let us know other topics that you may want us to cover in upcoming episodes. So feel free to slide into our DMs. Feel
Yes,
free to comment and let us know.
positive
Again,
comments. Because
yes.
if you come for me, I'm gonna come back for
Oh,
your ass. I'm just
if you want to sponsor an episode of the show, we can definitely discuss that as well. And
absolutely.
yeah, I'm enjoying doing this so far,
This is so cool.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. You got to make sure though that you don't just watch and then call us up or text us for those of you that have a personal line to us, but you need to like, comment,
And
share,
share,
hit the
like,
bell.
comment, and share, and make sure that you have subscribed to the
Yes.
YouTube channel.
Yes,
We
yes.
need you guys to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit the little bell so you'll get the notifications when we release the podcast. You'll know that it's been released and you can be the first to listen to the podcast.
Absolutely. And we've got some surprises coming up for you guys,
And we will
so
have a couple of
stay
little
tuned.
some guests on here soon and
And we're doing some giveaways and
some
stuff like that soon
giveaways.
too. But
Yeah,
you
we're
got to
gonna do a
tune
little
in.
something.
Got to tune in to get all the details, and you got to follow us everywhere: TikTok, Instagram. You know what I'm saying? You got to
Yeah.
Facebook. Make sure you
Facebook,
follow.
everything for the old people, Facebook.
Speak for herself, cause I'm not
I'm
old.
saying for the old people. Now I got Instagram and
Oh,
TikTok. I
I
look,
thought you was
I'm
calling
a
us old.
TikTok sensation now.
I th- Bitch done got a couple thousand followers and now she's a TikTok sensation. Well, we definitely appreciate you guys and all of your feedback and everything like that. And we welcome it all. Okay.
Yes, and if
So,
you have topics that you want us to talk about,
and
shoot us in
stories.
and stories. Yeah,
For
the
crazy,
crazy
jealous, and
yes,
justified. We need stories.
absolutely.
We won't give your name. Don't worry.
We
We're not
won't
going.
tell
We ain't
who
gonna
you
dime you
are.
out. Don't
No, we
worry.
will
Don't worry.
not.
You can give your best friend story too. We ain't
Yeah,
gonna
yeah, you
tell.
can
Yeah,
talk about your friend.
all of
And if
that.
you want her husband, let us know.
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
well, all of that.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, until next time, guys.
We will see you on the flip side.
Of two divas.
One mic.
That's right. And we out.